Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to my channel Spices and Flavors. So today in this video, let's make some whole wheat and besan, that is chickpea flour biscuits, which is loaded with the flavors of cardamom and pistachios. I just love this flavor combination. Do you? And as always, I have made it in pressure cooker and oven method too. So keep watching. उससे पहले इजी वेजिटेरियन एंड बेकिंग रेसिपीज जानने के लिए सब्सक्राइब कीजिए स्पाइसेस एंड फ्लेवर्स को और बेल आइकन पर क्लिक करना ना भूलें. Let's start by preheating the pressure cooker, for which I am adding a base layer of salt onto my cooker. I'll spread it out evenly so that it covers the base, and then I'll place a stand on top of it like so. Close the lid without any gasket or whistle and preheat on medium-high flame. So in my mixing bowl, I am starting up with some softened butter, that is a butter which can be sliced through fingers, and some powdered sugar. I'll cream these two together using a stand mixer today, like this. It makes life easier. So let's cream the butter and sugar until the butter turns light in color and it becomes so soft and fluffy that you yourself will note the difference. You might have already started to note the difference. See how light it has become from what we had started. As the quantity of butter and sugar is less, you could have also chosen to whisk it manually using a manual whisk like this. So now to our creamed butter and sugar, let's add in the dry ingredients. Today I am using a combination of whole wheat flour and chickpea flour. I have also added some salt to it, just a pinch. So I'm adding the chickpea flour here just to give it a nice color and a different flavor, as I am not a fan of 100% whole wheat flour, but adding besan gives it a new look. Let's mix it up until it gets a crumbly stage. So basically we are coating the flour with butter, which inhibits the development of gluten. Would you like to know more about gluten and the science behind baking? Then check the description box below. I'll leave her link there. As you can see, there are still some flour left in, so at this stage I'm gonna add in my add-ons. Today I'm using a combination of pistachios and almonds that I have chopped roughly, and I'm also gonna add in some cardamom powder, about half a teaspoon. It gives a good flavor to this otherwise plain biscuits. I'm sure you'll love this flavor combination. So once the add-ons are added, just mix everything. Just scrape out the dough from your scraper, and then using your hands, just bring everything together without kneading into a dough. Add a tablespoon of milk at a time to bring the dough together. Do not use more than 2 tablespoons of milk here, maximum 3 tablespoons, otherwise the consistency of the dough will not be tight enough to shape it into a biscuit. Once the dough is formed, I'll put this to a side and then quickly clear off my table and start with the next step. So the next step is to just shape it into a biscuit and then bake, for which I have lined the baking tray with parchment paper. I'm gonna pinch out a small portion from the dough and then roll it to give it a ball shape or a laddu shape, and then I'll flatten it in between my palms and place it on the baking tray. Using your hands, just give it a more round kind of shape. If you feel that it is not perfect, then just shape it using your hands. Let's just make a pattern on top using the back of your fork. Just press your fork hard enough to make an indentation or a mark on top of the cookie, or to say biscuit. I'll continue making the biscuits in the similar way. I'm gonna bake these cookies in a preheated oven of 180 degrees Celsius for around 9 to 12 minutes using double pan method. Now a lot of you asked me what exactly do I mean by double pan. So what we have to do is we have to take a pan just like the one I have shown here, keep it beneath the tray in which we are baking our biscuits. We do this so that the bottom heat does not affect the biscuits directly and the biscuits do not burn from the bottom. With the remaining biscuit dough, I'm gonna shape these again like the similar way we did earlier and then bake them in my preheated pressure cooker for around the same time, 10 to 12 minutes. For baking in the pressure cooker, this time I'm using a steel pan that we generally use for keeping rice or say dal in the cooker instead of using the usual idli stand. And yes, I have also greased the steel pan with some butter. Let's bake these cookies in a preheated pressure cooker now. Once you have placed the biscuits, just close the lid without any gasket or whistle on and then reduce the flame to medium-low. My cookies from the oven are baked and ready. They took around 10 minutes to bake. As you can see, the sides have turned brown. So when you remove the biscuits from the oven, you have to lift the biscuits up and check the base of it to confirm that your cookies or biscuits are baked well. It is supposed to get a nice golden even color at the base, just like I am showing you here. Let the cookies be on the baking tray itself for 2 minutes, just until it becomes crisp a little bit. After 2 minutes, remove them onto a cooling rack and cool completely. It's been 10 minutes now. Let's check on our cooker. So again, you have to use your fork and just check whether it is cooked at the base. The cookie might be soft enough, so there are chances that you might break it. So check them real gently. I can see that the cookies are not baked. So I'm gonna bake these cookies for another 2 minutes. So it's been a total of 12 minutes now. Let's check on the cookies. So I can clearly see that the cookies has become a little bit hard and the sides and the edges have turned golden brown. So I know for sure that the cookies are now baked. Let's remove this off from the cooker. And just like we did for the oven one, we'll let it sit in the pan itself for another 2 minutes and then transfer it onto a cooling rack. So both my cookies are baked and they are ready. One I baked in an oven and the other one in the pressure cooker, and I have both of them here. Now that I have mixed them, I really can't find any difference whether it's baked in an oven or a pressure cooker. Both seems to be baked well. From the bottom, you can make it out from the bottom. The bottom has a nice golden even color. So that is how you know your cookie is baked or not. All of them seems to be of equal sizes. Yeah. So the first and foremost thing whenever you bake a biscuit or cookie is that when you break them apart, it should have a good snap. So let's check it out. Oh, yes, it did. So I can give myself a pass mark for that. I can tell from the appearance that the biscuits are baked well. Let's go forward and taste it. So these are definitely crispy. And what I like about this is that the cardamom flavor. The cardamom flavor is what is bringing the oomph factor in this otherwise plain biscuits. So when I bite into the pistachios, the subtle saltiness from it is cutting down the sweetness of the biscuit. So I can definitely have 2 to 3 of this at a time, undoubtedly. To be honest with you all, I have never been a fan of whole wheat bakes, be it cookies or cakes, but This biscuits has changed it. Trust me when I say this, I absolutely like this. And the addition of chickpea flour or besan is what is giving this beautiful yellow color and a different flavor. So if you're not a big fan of whole wheat baking, just like I am, then you should definitely try this cookies because that will change your mind completely. And if you have always enjoyed whole wheat bakes, then this is that particular biscuits that you need to note down in your recipe book. I'm sure you'll all love this. And baking these cookies were also not that difficult, I must say. It was pretty easy, just basic steps. And it took me hardly 20 minutes from start to end to bake these cookies. So that's a definitely win-win for me. It's easy to bake, no time, doesn't take much of your time. The cookies, you can bake them in the cooker or oven, it's up to you. I can absolutely see no difference between them. And the flavor coming from cardamom and pistachio is absolutely mind-blowing. You should definitely try this. If you like this biscuits, then give me a big fat thumbs up. Please do try it at your home. And if you do try it, then do remember to tag me on Facebook or Instagram and let me know how it turned out for you. I would love to follow you and your posts. If you're enjoying my baking recipes and if you want to see more of these kinds of videos in my channel, then do subscribe. The subscribe below button is right down, and do remember to hit that bell icon for instant notification. Thanks for dropping by. I'll see you in my next one. Until then, this is Sushma signing off from Spices and Flavors. Thank you. Bye bye.